Hello friends, it's Wednesday morning, getting ready to head down to Key West. So it's just a short, about a 1-hour drive down to Key West. Just south of here is the 7-mile bridge. Nice day, a little on the warm side, but I've got the bike loaded up. I'll show you that. So basically just have the top box on for today.
The plan for today is to head down to Key West. It's only about 45 minutes south of here, and it's a beautiful road traveling over numerous islands and keys and bridges surrounded by water. When we get to Key West, I'll give you some of my favorite things to do while there, having visited on numerous occasions. So come along with me as we travel to Key West. The 7-mile bridge has a total length just short of 7 miles and a width of 38 feet. There are 2 bridges at this location. The modern eastern bridge is open to vehicular traffic, while only portions of the older bridge are open to pedestrians and cyclists. The older bridge was constructed from 1909 to 1912 under the direction of Henry Flagler as part of the Florida East Coast Railway Key West Extension, also known as the Overseas Railroad. The current road bridge was constructed from 1978 to 1982. The vast majority of the original bridge still exists, although the swing span has been removed. The 2.2-mile section from Marathon to Pigeon Key is used as a fishing pier, and access to motorized vehicles was closed to motorized traffic in 2008 and reopened in January 2022 after extensive renovations. Fred is the resident evergreen tree and is unique for a number of reasons. First, Fred has rooted and grown out of the old 7-mile bridge with no soil and exposed to the sun, salt, water, and winds the Florida Keys are known for. It defies nature for Fred the tree to survive in such conditions, which has become a symbol for surviving and growing in adversity. Next, the Australian pine is not indigenous to the area. Like many transplants who have settled in the Keys and quickly become locals, Fred planted roots and has stuck around ever since. Its out-of-placeness has led locals to take a liking to the tree and everything it symbolizes. While it's unclear where the name came from, the residents started calling the tree Fred, and the name has become as entrenched as the tree itself. Finally, that's why when US 1 was finally reopened in the aftermath of Hurricane Irma in 2017, locals were pleasantly shocked to find Fred still standing. Key West has some very special residents, and I'd like to introduce you to a couple of them. There are a few of them right over here. guys. Wanna come over and say hi? Hey. Hey, come here. Come here and say hi. Hey, guys. Hey. Hey, guys. How are you? I'm currently located at the intersection of Whitehead and Fleming Street here in Key West. And this spot here has a distinction of where US 1 is mile 0. So this is actually, you see here, where US 1 begins, which then travels all the way up. So we've driven quite a bit on US 1 and also the coastal route A1A over the past days. And so this is the sign that says beginning, and just across the street is the sign that says end. So a pretty unique spot.
The Southernmost Point Buoy is an anchored concrete buoy in Key West, Florida, marking the southernmost point in the continental United States, the lowest latitude land of the contiguous North American states. It's 18 feet above sea level. The large painted buoy was established as a tourist attraction in 1983 by the city at the corner of South Street and Whitehead Street. The concrete buoy has overall withstood several hurricanes and is a gathering place for photographs and tourists. The paint job was damaged by Hurricane Irma in September of 2017, but it was refurbished later that year by the original artist. Cuba is roughly 90 miles south of this point in Key West. The Ernest Hemingway House was the residence of American writer Ernest Hemingway in the 1930s. The house is situated on the island of Key West in Florida on Whitehead Street, across from the Key West Lighthouse, close to the southern coast of the island. Due to its association with Hemingway, the property is the most popular tourist attraction in Key West. It is also famous for its large population of so-called Hemingway cats, many of which are polydactyl. The residence was constructed in 1851, and from 1931 to 1939, the house was inhabited by Ernest Hemingway and his wife, Pauline Pfeiffer. They restored the decaying property and made several additions. During his time at the home, Hemingway wrote several of his best-received works, including the nonfiction works Green Hills of Africa, The Snows of Kilimanjaro, and The Short Happy Life of Francis Macomber, and the novels To Have and Have Not and Islands in the Stream. After the Hemingways' divorce and death, the house was auctioned off and subsequently converted into a private museum in 1964. On November 1968, it was designated a National Historic Landmark. Mallory Square is a plaza located on the waterfront in Key West Historic's Old Town, adjacent to the cruise ship port. It's located just west of the northern end of Duval Street, facing the Gulf of Mexico. It's most well known for its sunset celebrations every evening due to the strategic location in Key West.
Duval Street is a downtown commercial zone street running north and south from the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic Ocean, just over 1.25 miles in length. It's named for William Pope Duval, the first territorial governor of Florida. The Fort Zachary Taylor Historic State Park is also known simply as Fort Taylor and is a Florida state park and national historic landmark centered on a Civil War-era fort located near the southern tip of Key West, Florida. It has a fantastic beach that is well known for swimming and snorkeling.
Adventures with Duncan. Duncan.